What is the secret sauce when it comes to closing more deals? I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. It's June 11th, 2017, 2:20 in the afternoon. Perfect day to talk about sales, perfect day to talk about closing, and a perfect day to talk about financing here in Sacramento. So I get this question where people will say to me a lot, Scott, how do I close more deals? And it all comes down to you knowing your financing sources. And the question is, like, look, once you've figured out like the payments and then you know that the people want to have financing, the next step is to select the bank. You got to know the choice. You got to know that their parameters, and I teach a lot of in-home sales, and there's sometimes where people have bankruptcies. There's people where they have their bankruptcies released. There's times where they have like a high credit to debt ratio. So if they make $100,000 a year, 50% of that's already some sort of consumer debt. It could be a car, it could be credit cards. You got to know the banks, and you got to know which one's the right one to call. And you got to be able to have the conversation with the buyer that says, hey, look, based upon your circumstances, this is probably going to take 2 or 3 calls. I just want to give you an advance, conversation up front. The banks don't tell me the secret sauce. I don't know all the ways and the parameters that they buy from. So we're going to probably have to call 3 banks. And if you have this conversation up front and you talk to the buyer up front, you're okay. If you don't have this conversation, they feel rejected at the end. They feel like they're being left out. They feel like oh, look, the sell guy just spent a whole bunch of time with me and I don't want to look dumb. I don't want to look silly. They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to know that you called 3 banks and they couldn't get financed. And I'll tell you a secret here, kind of off the side. Almost every time that I've had a super difficult buyer, it's because they knew that they had bad credit and they didn't want to be embarrassed at the end that they were going to lose out to being rejected. So move your financing questions up front. Move those to the beginning and have that conversation. Maybe get them pre-qualified depending upon the industry that you're in, okay? But just know, you got to know your selections. You got to know your banks. You got to know the right people to call. And if you don't know this, you're going to have a tough time closing deals. And I just gave you one of the ultimate secret sauces is know the bank, know the financing company, know the lender, know what type of paper that they'll buy, know what type of loan that they're willing to give out so you don't go to the wrong bank or to the wrong lender up front. There you go. Now, if you could do a small favor for me, in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story. That'd be fantastic. To the right, to the left, there's a subscribe button. You know what you got to do. You got to subscribe. And then last of all, you can send it off to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Why not even LinkedIn? Scott Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.